Yeah, and we're reading it right with everybody else here, Patrick. It's a 3-paragraph statement. The NFLPA has filed an appeal of the 4-game suspension of Tom Brady handed down by Troy Vincent. Given the NFL's history of inconsistency and arbitrary decisions in disciplinary matters, it is only fair that a neutral arbitrator hears this appeal. If Ted Wills and the NFL believe, as their public comment stated, that the evidence in their report is direct and inculpatory, then they should be confident enough to present their case before someone who is truly independent. Now, a couple of things we need to point out here. First, since this has been appealed officially now, that has been filed, this starts the 10-day clock for the commissioner to set an appeal date. Doesn't mean that the appeal date needs to be within those 10 days. In fact, the next one up on the docket for the NFL is Greg Hardy on May 28th. So the likelihood is that it would be after that, probably sometime in June, before NFL teams and NFL executives break from the summer. The other thing that, of course, is important here, he mentions Troy Vincent's name specifically, and Troy Vincent's the one who Goodell tasked with handing down the penalty here. The other thing that they were very specific about in this statement was wanting to have an independent arbitrator. Remember, as I've been saying all day long, Commissioner Roger Goodell has 3 options here. He can name himself arbitrator, which the union would certainly have a problem with. He could name one of his trusted designees the arbitrator. He's typically gone to Harold Henderson in the past, who's one of those people. The union also doesn't want that. The union wants the 3rd option, which is to have a truly independent arbitrator hear this case. A good example of that recently, at least, would be Barbara Jones, a U.S. judge who served in the Ray Rice case. So we've got the appeal filed. Now that piece is done. Now it's in the commissioner's hands, A, to pick an arbitrator, and B, to set a date.
And Albert, looking at this release in the NFLPA and the appeal of Tom Brady, do you feel like the announcement and the release from the Patriots may have slowed as they started to adjust to the arguments that the Patriots were making?
Well, we've kind of joked about it all day, but it was 20,000 words to get through. So, my sense was going into the day that they wanted to have something done by about noon. I know people down there in Washington, D.C. have been waiting for a couple hours for this now, and certainly there was a lot for them to sort through as far as the Patriots' rebuttal to the Wells report and some stuff that they have to consider in there. So it backed them up a few hours. They did want to get this done in the middle of the day, but they had until midnight, and it doesn't really make a difference in the long run whether it comes in at 12 or 2 or 3:30 as it just did. So the appeal is in. That's the important thing. That 10-day clock for Goodell to set the hearing date now begins. And of course, the next important piece to watch is who Roger Goodell appoints as his arbitrator here.
That is NFL Media's Albert Breer standing by in Boston, Massachusetts, as we do find out that Tom Brady and the NFLPA have officially filed their appeal.